Hey guys, what's up? It's Milkazunky and welcome to a new video. So there were two updates today that I thought were of major interest, so I decided to go over them. The first one is probably going to be relevant to the most amount of people, and this is that skill capes were fixed. If you thought they were broken anyway, they didn't look that great when they were recently updated and there was no way to change them back. Some of the more negative of us were speculating that maybe you could buy the old versions of the skill capes in the Solomon store for rune coins eventually. However, that was not the case because the new looks were updated, so they look a lot better in my opinion. The trim doesn't look like it's so pasted on, and the colors match a bit better as well. And you can also talk to the person who sells you the skill capes if you wish, and then you can change the skill capes into their own look as well for completely free. So I'm showing off a couple of the worst looking skill capes, at least they were a few days ago, in the Slayer and the Divination, where the trim of the skill capes just looked awful and the color scheme really didn't match. The trim was way too bright, so the light blue on the Divination skill cape and the red on the Slayer skill cape just did not match the cape at all, and it looked very bad. So these have now been updated. The capes now look a lot more like the 120 capes, which is awesome, except there's no particle effects, so it's pretty clear it's not a 120 cape, which is good, and I think they look a lot better. And then, of course, if you prefer the old look, you can go ahead and go with that as well. Curdle also has a really cool gray Slayer skill cape, and I really wish we could wear that one, but unfortunately, you only have the black and red one available. So there's the old skill cape, and you can wear that one if you wish, if you prefer the old look, and that's completely fine. So the other update that happened today, as I was going through the patch notes and looking for fun stuff to read, most of it was just graphical fixes and stuff that's not all that interesting, but there was one thing that stood out, and that was the Amulet of Zealots has been boosted slightly. So I wanted to check this out. The Amulet of Zealots was nerfed a few months ago, where it no longer boosted accuracy, which made it not very good for most places in PvM. So I wanted to see just how good the Zealots is compared to the curses now. And a cool thing that also happened is in your prayer interface, you can look at the stat adjustments and it tells you exactly how much all the different types of prayers are boosting, which is super handy for figuring out just how good the Amulet of Zealots is now compared to all of the Turmoil curses. So the Turmoil curses give a lot. Turmoil and Variance give 299 accuracy and defense boost and 10% strength or 10% overall damage boost. So those are really good prayers, obviously. So we want to switch to the normal prayer book, put on the Amulet of Zealots, and see just how much these lower tier prayers boost, because in the past they would give better stats than even Turmoil gives. So I switched to prayers at the altar and put on my Amulet of Zealots, and luckily the stat interface on the prayers does work with the Amulet of Zealots, so it will tell you exactly how much it boosts. And the strength bonuses are impressive. It's 16% damage boost with these lower tier prayers. However, the accuracy is really lacking. So the Zealots was fixed, as in it does now boost accuracy. The only problem is it does not boost it very much, as accuracy is a number now and not a percentage with these lower level prayers. So they give about 175 to 180 accuracy, and that's boosted to around 200 accuracy, which is about 100 accuracy less than the Turmoil. So if you're killing a boss like Nex or Vrago, where accuracy is really important, obviously the Amulet of Zealots is not going to be helpful for you. The only place where I would see it helpful, because it does offer 6% more damage boost than the Turmoil, is a boss where you don't need accuracy, such as God Wars Dungeon or Legions are the first two that come off the top of my head. So if you're killing a boss like that and you just want to go for the fastest kills possible, Zealots is definitely your best amulet to wear. However, it's not useful in really any other situation, just because having so much less accuracy really hurts your chances at hitting at a lot of these higher tier bosses. And the final thing I have to show is, a few videos ago I showed an offer in the GE in one of my videos by accident where I was selling, I think, 208,000 anti-poison plus, and the reason for that is it was a merch. I bought over 200,000 anti-poisons for between 500 to 600 each, and I've sold them for 2,000 each at first, progressively all the way down as prices dropped more and more to 740 each. So I made a ton of money off this merch, but that's what it was from. That's the reason why I had over 200,000 anti-poisons. It wasn't for no reason. I was merching the item, and I've finally just about sold all of them. I have about 5,000 more to sell, but that's the reason why I was having a humongous amount of anti-poisons. There was no greater purpose for them behind that. The main reason I showed you guys that is because obviously the merch doesn't work anymore, because anti-poisons have crashed down to almost the price where I was buying them at, and also because I've had so many failed merches where I lost a lot of money in the past, it's really cool to have finally one that made a lot of money and was a successful merch. So I was kind of proud of that. Anyway, that's about all for this video. I will see you guys next time, which will be a guide for a boss monster. So until then, that's all for me. Farewell.